Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Solo ReacTalk. This evening, I'm going to be reacting to Nazi breeding farms Lebensborn. Yes, Lebensborn. Made on the Homefront playlist on the World War II YouTube channel. Yes, I almost said World of Warcraft. But yeah, sorry about that. Yes. World War II YouTube channel and on the Homefront playlist. Yes, if you guys want to check out my previous reactions to the other videos on the Homefront playlist, remember the playlist card is going to be at the top here. Just click on it and you'll be able to access them. If you want to check out the original video as well as World War II YouTube channel, the links are going to be in the description below. Okay, let's start. Nazi breeding farms. 3, 2, 1, go.
By 1943, more than 1 million German men have died in the Nazis' ideological war of annihilation. It is a war which will apparently help build a national socialist paradise, free of Germany's supposed racial enemies. But who will inherit this world once it is won? Heinrich Himmler has been working on a plan to breed a new blonde and blue-eyed Nazi elite. This is on your home.
Before we even start, I just want to say how insane this sounds. Insane. Madness. This is even far beyond delusion. This is just, it's crazy.
Homefront, a series of World War II in real time. I'm Anna Deinhardt. In the world of Nazi leaders, securing a future generation of racially pure children has been at the center of government policies since they seized power. On July 14, 1933, a law is passed that legalizes forced sterilization for those with genetic illnesses. Beginning 1935, Germans can only marry with a certificate from the health department declaring that no hereditary diseases run in your family. But the ability to make healthy babies isn't the same as actually making them. Germany has a declining birth rate and the numbers of terminated pregnancies is high. In 1930, a fertile woman has an average of 2 children, while in 1910 it was 4. The year the Nazis seized power, 960,000 children are born. In 1900, it was 2 million. One reason, but not the only one, for declining births is the social stigma for unmarried pregnant women, which drives a rising demand for abortions. But Reichsführer SS Heinrich Himmler has a plan to turn this around. On his orders, the SS founds the Lebensborn Association on December 12, 1935. Lebensborn, Fount of Life, seeks to encourage SS men and good Aryan mothers to procreate.
Good Aryan mothers. Hey.
By removing the common obstacle to having children, like financial problems or the availability of medical care. The association provides welfare to mothers-to-be by setting up nurseries where they can give birth and stay with their children afterwards.
So essentially, they're going to try and make the world a far more convenient and easy place for this, family, so that they can have children. Meaning they don't pay taxes, they don't have issues in terms of finding housing, they don't have issue in terms of, transportation to workplaces or whatever. They're going to try and the government is going to try and make their lives as comfortable as possible, so that all they have to do in their free time is to make babies, essentially.
Lebensborn is funded by private donations, money from the National Socialist Welfare Organization, and membership fees from SS men. Around 50% of all those served by the Lebensborn are married to SS or SA men, but the other half are unmarried. Many Nazi leaders believe single mothers are socio-racially impure, but Himmler disagrees. Under his direction, the Lebensborn offers single mothers the chance to live out their pregnancies in secret. The association forges birth certificates for them so they can be classified as widowed or divorced. The identity of the father can even be kept secret, with the Lebensborn entering into guardianship of the child instead. Once born, children can stay in the association nurseries until the mother is ready to take care of them on their own. She is giving assistance in finding a job, and the association even negotiates alimony payments with the fathers. If no one is able to look after the child, they help to find appropriate adoptive or foster families. On August 15th, 1936, the first Lebensborn nursery opens its doors in Steinhörig in Bavaria. It has 30 beds for mothers and 55 for children born in the home. By 1940, the number of beds will double. But of course, Himmler doesn't do this out of the kindness of his heart. He does it so he can create a new Aryan generation. A mother-to-be has to prove her purity with an Aryan certificate, a hereditary health certificate, a medical investigation by an SS doctor, a questionnaire about her personal life, and a handwritten CV with a photograph. Life in the nurseries is very strict. Women must help with household and kitchen tasks. They must give birth without painkillers and breastfeed their child no matter what. Parents who refuse to comply get kicked out. For those born out of wedlock, this means no more secrecy, no more guardianship, no.
But then, what about the child if the mother's kicked out? Does the Lebensborn, keep the child and kick out the mother? Or do they kick out both of the, members of the family, the mother and the child?
More protection. Poof. The behavior of the women who do obey is carefully monitored. At the end of their stay, the nursery's director and head nurse grade mothers from 1 to 3 in the categories of character, health, political attitude, qualifications as housewife, and her relationship with her child. Fathers are also assessed, but only on their political attitude and finances. All these questionnaires go directly to Himmler, who files them away for the future when Germany is ready to start grooming the new elite. The highest scoring mothers likely consent to the SS name-give ritual that replaces a traditional christening. Here, the mother is asked, "German mother, are you willing to raise your child in the spirit of the National Socialist worldview?" The child also gets an SS member as their godfather. He commits himself to the duty of holding the mother to her oath. The climax of the ceremony is the ritual of the dagger. The director of the Lebensborn home touches the child with an SS dagger and speaks the ceremonial words. "Hereby I take you into protection of our Schutzstaffel and give you the name Hermann Heinrich Himmelsführer Siegfried.
My gosh.
Fried. Carry this name with honor." You'd think that this obsession with purity would mean the nurseries are clean, state-of-the-art centers of care. Well, no. Lebensborn homes are packed tight. There are around 2.5 times as many children in total as initially intended. It means the actual level of care is very low. Diseases like whooping coughs and pneumonia spread quickly amongst the vulnerable children.
So this perfect Aryan race of children who are born, they're not being kept in the best facilities. They're not given the best, nutrition. They're just kept in these, essentially, a farm, with their mother.
An advisory doctor, Wilhelm Pfaffenstiel, reports in summer 1940 after a visit to a home. Almost all had crusted noses. Many had scratches on their faces and their hands. The babies were wrapped in badly washed, gray, ragged diapers. Child mortality is high as well. It's hard to say how high because the Lebensborn probably forges the numbers. Independent estimators say it could reach up to 8%. Nevertheless, when the Third Reich starts expanding, the Lebensborn expands along with it. Nurseries are established in Norway, France, Belgium, and Luxembourg. It all follows Himmler's plan to populate the world with the Nazi idea of ideal Aryans.
Blonde, blue-eyed, pale people.
Himmler is especially enthusiastic about Norway. Norwegian women are apparently Nordic enough to also bear good Aryan children. High-ranking SS officers are careful to make the men aware of this. I should make clear that this isn't an official order to rape. Rape surely does happen, but the supposed racial value of Norwegian women means the numbers are lower than they are on the Eastern Front. Unlike there, rape is not institutionalized and is punished severely. But they don't care if the child is born out of wedlock. The Lebensborn set up 10 nurseries for pregnant women beginning in the spring 1941. During the war, around 8,000 Norwegian women will pass through the association, giving birth to about 6,000 children. Of course, these women have little choice but to accept, bearing the child of a German brandsure as a treacherous collaborator. Throughout the war, 200 to 250 of these children will be sent to the Reich for adoption. But it's not just children with German fathers who are shipped back. On February 19, 1942, Himmler orders the kidnap of children who, in his words, are acknowledged as carriers of valuable blood. The idea is that the children can be Germanized.
So it's not enough that that you guys have children out of wedlock with women across other nations. Now you're also abducting children who have blonde hair and blue eyes. Hey. And then you're going to try and Germanize them.
Polish children selected for Germanization are brought to special children's concentration camps in Brockau and Kalisz to be examined by the Lebensborn health officials. Those younger than 6 years old receive new forged birth certificates with German names. Then they are re-educated to destroy any connection to their Polish heritage. Some of them are sent to Lebensborn nurseries in Germany where they are examined again. If they are deemed sufficiently German, they are given up for adoption. If they are not, they are sent back to Poland, most often back into the camp system, sometimes to the extermination factories. The number of kidnapped children across Eastern Europe during the war is unclear, but could be as many as 250,000. Of them, only a few thousand passed through the Lebensborn adoption system. Spartacus will cover the terrible fate of the others in a war against humanity special at a later date. In any case, as 1942 progresses, it becomes clear to the Nazis that the war will be much longer than they dreamed of, and that the loss of men will be great. Himmler is especially worried about his SS. On August 15, 1942, he sends them back home to sire as many children as possible. It is your duty to ensure as quickly as possible that you are no longer the last sons. Meanwhile, there are...
I don't know how to compute this into my mind. What I'm hearing right now. It's hard to fathom. Honestly, it's just very hard to fathom.
Tentative plans to correct the growing imbalance between men and women. Reichsgesundheitsführer, Reich Health Leader Leonardo Conti has told Himmler of his idea to encourage procreation with a program of artificial insemination and government-organized matchmaking. The Lebensborn would support the unmarried women during and after the pregnancy. Himmler tells Conti that no such plans can be implemented while the war is going on. But at the end of 1943, his SS will set up the Rasse-Entsiedlungshauptamt, Race and Settlement Main Office, to organize matches for extramarital procreation. It's a
Extramarital procreation. Yes.
a pretty half-hearted idea and will never be very successful. On March 9, 1943, a new anti-abortion law enters into effect. Having an abortion, facilitating or performing an abortion, and even informing about abortions then carries the death penalty. Meanwhile, the Lebensborn doors continue to stay open to good Aryan women, now required by law to live out her pregnancy.
Basically, the women in this society are just, baby-making machines. Especially if you're this part of this Aryan race that they keep fantasizing about. You will be pampered and perfumed and to be told that you are the mother of the fatherland, that the children that come from you will have the destiny of the Aryan race in their responsibility. And this warped society does not see anything wrong in what they are trying to do here, especially with what's his name again, Heinrich Himmler. How far he's willing to go to make sure that his dream comes into existence of this Aryan race nonsense. Hey, people can be frightening. This is diabolical. Oh.
Not because of charity, but because of their hunt for racially valuable babies. But in the grand scheme of things, the impact of the Lebensborn is small. By the end of the war, a total of 12,000 children will be born in German nurseries and another 6,000 in Norway. For those born in Norway, it will be a stigma that leads to exclusions and oppression. Many Lebensborn mothers and their children will emigrate to Sweden. Among them, Annifrid Lyngstad, who will eventually rise to world fame as one of the A's in the pop group ABBA. Eventually, she will bear public witness to the challenges of being a child born through a Nazi progeny program. As with so much the Nazis come up with, the radical horrors of breeding a new race is a pipe dream without any realistic prospect. Without any help by the SS, German, and for that matter world population figures will bounce back fast after the war during the baby boom era. In a twist of irony for the Nazis, not even that dramatic increase in post-war births will be enough to satisfy German economic growth. From 1955 to 1973, Germany will welcome 14 million guest workers from Italy, Spain, Greece, Turkey, Morocco, Portugal, Tunisia, and Yugoslavia. More than 2 million of them will settle permanently and found families in Germany. To this day, they contribute to the diversity and innovation that makes Germany one of the most prosperous countries in the world.
The logic behind these plans of these insane men. You ask yourself, did these people actually go to school? Or have they been spoon-fed so much of this ideological crap that it has literally warped their perception on reality? There's no way you're going to be able to create some sort of perfect race. There's no such thing. It cannot exist. Oh.
Indie and I did a video about women's situations in many places in the 1930s. Check that out here. Make sure that we can keep up our work to present the past in hope of a better future by joining the Time Ghost Army on patreon.com or timeghost.tv and ring that bell.
Yeah, guys, that is it with the Nazi breeding farms, Lebensborn, made on the Homefront playlists on the World War II YouTube channel. Yeah, no, this was just madness. It was madness. It's a sick plan. It's a useless plan. It's a pointless plan. There's just no way you're going to be able to create some sort of perfect race. And even if somehow you were able to eradicate all those who are not blonde haired and blue eyes, those that remain who are blonde and who have blue eyes are not going to be enough to create a nation, are not going to be enough to create an economy. It's fallacy. It simply does not work. It is illogical. I honestly, people who thought about this type of nonsense, they frighten me. They really, really frighten me. It's insane, really. And the women of of that time in Germany, they've also been spoon-fed this ideology that they are the women that are going to carry the future of the German race, of this German Aryan race. It's as if they've surrendered their agency, they've surrendered who they are for this ideal. They've surrendered their bodies, they've surrendered their minds, and even the men themselves as well, used as tools. The SS members, where they've been told they must go home and procreate as much as possible. What madness is this? Oh. Anyways, that dark past, let it stay buried, let it stay in the past and never repeat it again. Please. Okay, guys, that is it for tonight. Remember, if you want to check out the original video as well as World War II's YouTube channel, the links are going to be in the description below. If you like my reaction, please give me a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Click on the notification bell if you want to be up to date with my latest videos, and I'll see you guys next week. Okay?